Welcome to the Greater Statesville Chamber of Commerce 2024 Candidate Podcast. I'm William Morgan. This is an opportunity to interview candidates for local, state, and federal office, and we're going to be dealing with the former here. We're pleased to be joined by William Compton, who is a candidate for Iredell County Commission. Welcome.
Great. I appreciate the opportunity.
Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
So much. I was born and raised in Iredell County, off 801, coming into Mooresville. And born and raised there. I did attend, I graduated from Mitchell Community College here in Statesville with Associate of Arts. And then later on, I went to University of North Carolina at Charlotte and got a BA and went ahead and finished up there. And eventually, later in life, I taught school there, taught history, 8th grade social studies. But I'm running for county commission because of transparency. I'd love to see us to have more transparency and more involvement, more communication. People are wanting it really, really bad. I'm sort of a student for life.
Okay.
You know,
Sure.
I enjoy meeting people and talking to people, and I learned something from everybody. And I'm a big believer in prayer. And I feel like that sometimes I can't believe who's put in front of me. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people right now are concerned about taxes, especially here in Iredell County, North Carolina. And taxes, they lowered the taxes, but here's the problem. We have a reevaluation, and I really think we need a cap on that reevaluation. Because if you lower your taxes, but yet they say your home's gone from $100,000 to $200 now, it's really raising your taxes. You're not really getting what I would consider a lower tax. So there are some counties I know in South Carolina, they've got a cap where 15%. You don't reevaluate a home they do it every 5 years. We do it every 4. But they don't go over 15% reevaluation. And I'm not against, I know we have to make money, but at the same time, I think that we could cap it even if it's whatever the people would want. 50%, don't go over. But there's been some outrageous concerns lately with this reevaluation. And I completely understand it. And I think what really set things on fire was there were 2 county commissioners that their home values got lowered in this reevaluation. I think that, we're looking at a $323 million budget, this Iredell County. And the school budget has reached, with federal, state, and local money, it's reached $290 million. So together, the folks in Iredell County are voting for 2 boards that are actually over $600 million that they're spending of your money. And I'm just, as a candidate, everyone's often asked, well, what will you do? What will you do for schools? What will you do? But I want to turn that around. I want people in Iredell County to, when you see a candidate or someone that's in office, tell them what you want done. It's actually your money and your tax money that's being spent. The county needs are great, and I'm a big proponent of preserving land for agricultural use, land for parks, for the sheriff, for police. We've got to preserve property for future use. Right now, going into out of the $323 million budget for Iredell County, $70 million actually goes to the school system, which is shared with Mooresville Graded. A majority goes to Iredell Statesville schools. And Mitchell only gets a couple million. I think Mitchell does an excellent job, and I wish there was a way we could expand and be able to help them more financially. The Iredell County Statesville schools are wanting to put in. They've been waiting 4 years to build a school, and they say the cost has gone up to $200 million for this new school. And what's really a shame is if they would have went ahead and built it 4 years ago, we wouldn't have this high cost factor. And I believe boards are too quick. I've served on a nonprofit board before with millions involved, and you've got to act when it's time to do it. You can't just put some money aside and hope things aren't going to go up in cost. The $200 million, we've only got 52, maybe 53 schools in Iredell County, and if you would spread that out among each school, it would look what could happen. Mm-hmm. It would be an awesome job. And I really think we need to push our council that students need now robotics. And I'm not talking about, we've got robotics, I've been told, but I'm not talking about toy robotics. I'm talking about real robotics. I'm talking about 3D printing for students to learn. And it's just another world now, and we need to keep up with technology if we're going to be spending this kind of money mm-hmm. for schools. And
let me fire a question here at
okay.
you. When I served on city council, we used to kid our friends in the county commission that, hey, look, you got it easy. You don't mm-hmm. build roads. You don't build infrastructure. You don't deal with water and sewer. You don't have electric like we do in the city. What the heck do you guys do? What do you think is the number one responsibility for a county commissioner?
Well, number one would be a sheriff right now. Sheriff and the $70 million that comes out of that budget for schools. Mm-hmm. And I really think that, and of course, agricultural needs are very important too. They need agricultural farmers in Iredell County need the right to work on their own equipment. Mm-hmm. That was in the budget back in 2022, and it was pulled out of the state, and it should have passed, but it was pulled out of the state. So the right to work is very important, meaning they can work on their own equipment in their own field without having this expensive cost of putting it back in to a dealership to get work done. So agricultural and the needs for, we should already have the police, the sheriff's department. We should already have an observation deck for them, even though that costs hundreds of thousands. It's for malls, it's for emergencies, it's for a stadium when people are having these big, huge football games and conventions. That's what that's for. But little things like that. Well, our EMT, we need extra help with our EMTs. The fire department needs to be updated. The parks and recreation. If we're going to build a new school, we should include a park close to it where people can learn from science and the environment. Mm-hmm. So I know the $70 million out of that $323 million is so important that goes to schools, but at the same time, your question would be too, fentanyl and drugs in Iredell County. It's just a part of life right now with the open border that we have, and it's really sad that we have. They're doing an excellent job. The sheriff and the police are doing an excellent job, but we need to really back them as much as we can.
Mm-hmm. So there are 9 candidates for the county commission seats. Tell us why somebody should vote for William Compton.
Well, because I'm honest, I'm loyal, I'm very loyal. I'm handing out a little business card with my full name and my full address and my phone number. And I think it should be listed. I think that we should have, Mooresville sends out a little voice, a little town voice with the water bill. And I think we need to have a county voice that comes out because people are wanting to know how much has been spent. If something's been budgeted, but the boards have only spent half of it or quarter of it, there's folks that want to know what's left of their money, and it's their money. And also, besides telling you, if we had a county voice to go out to all the property taxpayers, it tells you what's happening with health, fire, police, and also it would give you on the back your elected officials. And it also gives you, we have 26 departments for county commission. It's huge. And it would give department phone numbers and who to contact. And I just think we need something like that. We need to be transparent. That's just the main thing, to be transparent.
Well, thank you. I'm
sorry.
No. Go ahead. Finish.
Well, I've got, yesterday, I was at a function yesterday, and I learned from several ladies that they pay their water bill to out of state. So we've got to get grants, and I know it takes money, and taxes right now are just through the roof. I was just sitting down this morning, and I was looking at all the taxes, and if I could share that, if you don't mind. We have a 6.75 sales tax in Iredell County. The state gets 4.75 of that. So we're left with a measly 2% sales tax, which other counties have more money coming in from that because they want their visitors and people stopping. Gas tax, 18 cents on every gallon is federal. 40 cents goes to the state of North Carolina. 40 cents. That's 59 cents for every gallon of gas that people go through these interstates and stop and pay. Local, we don't get anything. We're a municipality here, some of the towns in the county. We could be getting a little cent out of that. Tobacco, 45 cents on tobacco products for the state. Municipalities and counties, we could be getting a penny off of that. Liquor, 30%. Got ABC stores making a big profit, believe me. And they're wanting to build more ABC stores. I think one's enough, really. I'm not into having an ABC on every corner, and I really think it ought to be in the hands of entrepreneur citizens. But and just like that, we were promised the education lotto. We should be getting some more money off of the sale of alcohol and tobacco. Lotto, we were promised an education lotto, and look at our schools. Here again, the federal gets 24%. Everybody that wins in our county, the Fed takes 24%. The North Carolina takes 5.25% of that money. We should be getting a percent off of that. Duke Power. I remember when there was no sales tax on Duke Power, and unfortunately we got a 7% tax on Duke Power now. It seems like they would want to share that with the counties that they have a monopoly with. The car auction right up I-77, one of the biggest car auctions in the state of North Carolina and the East Coast. That company makes up to 2.6, not that one station, but all the company that the headquarters of that company only makes $2.6 billion. $2.6 billion. And they make millions on this one, and they use our roads and our facilities, and we could be making a little percent off of that. So we really need a county commission that gets together and works with the school board and works with getting us grants and getting us more of our state money that we're paying in. Mm-hmm. We've got to have it. Charlotte, for example, I hate to use Mecklenburg for an example, but Mecklenburg, they've got 160,000 students, and we've only got 33,000. But the reason I'm wanting to mention that is because of things that are to come. We're going to have more students coming. We're going to have builders building more. Right now, we have a development going on in North Iredell where it was approved, where homes are being built on an acre, 3 or 4 homes on an acre of land with no county water or sewer. And there's a problem with that. We need a county water system. If you're going to let people go out and to develop into raw agricultural space, and recently they had a closed meeting. There shouldn't be any more closed meetings for a county commission behind closed doors. Mooresville had a closed meeting. Iredell County had a closed meeting recently. They gave $900,000 incentive for a German company to come here. Absolutely, folks, I'm for incentives, for work, and for small businesses. But if we're going to give that to the new people coming in, what are we going to do for the small businesses here that have been here for decades, hiring our people for decades?
And you bring up some wonderful points. Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Well,
I appreciate your willingness to
you.
enter the race.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here today.
I
we wish you
appreciate
well.
it. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.